heading to Canada. Let me know what you think about this new setup. I really like it. I think it's a lot better than that little circle. I don't know if the app updated or whatnot, but it gives you a better view, I think. Hope everybody had a good week. Yesterday was beautiful. I was down in Middlefield, Ohio, which is kind of in the middle of nowhere, dropping off to one of our farms. They do lettuce, you know, herbs like basil, stuff like that. Real nice place out in Amish country. It's fun to go there, relaxing drive. Weather got up to about 80 degrees. It was sunny. It was perfect. Unlike today. Today's overcast. It's supposed to rain all day. Temperature's not too cold, but it's a little bit chilly. Bridge looks like it's a mess. Not looking forward to that. It's backed up pretty good. Traffic getting down here was really nice. Hardly any slowdowns at all, which is impressive through that construction zone on 75, but the bridge is backed up pretty good. Had a pretty good week though. Not too busy, but busy enough to get my hours in. My sister-in-law has been asking me to ask a question to the border guards over here in Canada. I haven't had a good opportunity to, so hopefully today I can ask that for her. They're going on a trip, and someone told her that you need a passport if you're going to stay in Canada for an extended amount of time. They're going for, I believe, a week, like a fishing trip or something. And she only has the enhanced license, so I asked that question if I can. Well, as you can see, traffic's pretty backed up, but I say in all my videos whenever I'm on here, this left lane is where it's at. It's usually more backed up, but by the time you get to the other side of the bridge, you'll be ahead of everybody that's in the right lane. Not as many people fishing today. Actually, can't show you, but there's actually a lot of boats down on the Detroit side. Wednesday, the truck ferry had to keep hitting their horn at everybody because people were fishing and not moving. The big boats have the right of way on this river, guys. If you're out one of those people fishing, you see them coming, you gotta move. It's a scheduled crossing, so they'll let you know about it. Turns out that right lane can't go very far anyway. But I've had a lot of people asking me about my thoughts and opinions on the truck ferry potentially closing. Don't know if I know I've talked about it. I don't know if I actually posted the video though, so we'll talk about it again. For our company in particular, it's not going to affect us all that much. It's a little bit inconvenient, but most of the stuff that we haul, we take the truck ferry out of convenience. We set off the portal, as you've seen in some of my other videos, which is a radiation detector, and that'll kind of suck, because if we take it on the bridge and set it off, it's a whole big process. You get the escort, x-ray, go to the dock. It's usually anywhere from an hour to 3 hours, depending on how busy they are and what officers you get. But, you know, it's not the end of the world. It's easier to do it that way than go up to Port Huron and still do the same process. They usually don't x-ray you in Port Huron, but you still gotta go to the dock, you still gotta get a secondary scan, so it's not worth going up to Port Huron to do all that. So what I imagine we would do is once or twice a month, we would just fill up a trailer with all the corrosives that we think we're gonna need for that month, take it up to Port Huron. You know, I can't imagine it being more than twice a month. We don't bring that much over. So for our particular operation, it would be a slight inconvenience, a little bit frustrating, but it wouldn't kill us. Now, there are other operations that are on the truck ferry that they do, I believe it's paint, that they bring back and forth a lot, and there's usually, right now I think there's 4 of them. They prefer 5 people to do it, and they cross, I only cross once a day usually, so I don't know exactly, but I believe it's anywhere from 7 to 10 times they're crossing the ferry, and they're just going right down river and then right here in Windsor. So their operation, if they have to go from Windsor to Port Huron back to, I want to say Brownstown is where they go, or somewhere around that area, it's a lot of miles. That's a lot of extra time. You're gonna have to put more drivers into that system to get the same number of loads going, so their operations costs are gonna go through the roof. They've been talking about the new battery plant they're putting over here in Windsor. The truck ferry hauls a lot of stuff for that, or will be hauling a lot of stuff for that. I don't know the specifics of that particular project. And then the new bridge, the construction is right on the US side, right where the truck ferry lands, like legit right next door. So a lot of the spans and big beams and stuff that are oversized that can't go on the bridge, take the truck ferry, they're just right there. It's convenient. But I don't know if a lot of those beams that are super wide, I don't know if they could go up through even Port Huron. So the alternative to that would be going through New York, which isn't even feasible. So I personally believe it's a government situation, so it'll be the last minute when they finally figure out whatever they need to figure out. All the companies involved will come together, they'll figure something out, they'll find a way to keep that boat open until the bridge is open. But you know, it'll be some kind of political thing, and right now they're thinking they got till the end of the summer. They did increase the rates to try and buy some time. It wouldn't be enough to completely solve the problem, but from my understanding is they haven't raised the rates in a very, very, very long time, which is part of the problem. I don't know what the plan is for this bridge once it's open. You know, they've done, I gotta give them credit. Now that the construction's mostly done, I don't know what they're doing over here, but they've resurfaced the road, they've widened it a little bit. It's a lot better than it used to be. You used to be able to see straight through the road in some spots to the road and river below. Anybody that's been crossing for a while knows that. It's a pretty sketchy bridge. They've fixed it up nice, but it's kind of too little too late when Gordie Howe is already being built. So we'll see how it goes. You know, I'm just a truck driver, so I go with whatever happens. Once that bridge is open, I'll be on it, and like I said, I'm not going to be super excited crossing every day, setting off the portal. I mean, I set it off now as it is, but at the truck ferry, it's just so much smoother. Everybody, there's days I'm the only truck on the boat. So I get over there, they scan me, I go through the portal, set it off, get a thumbs up, and I'm out of there. You know, I got my nice little 30-minute boat ride, power nap if I needed it, or time to, edit videos, whatever I need to do. I'm gonna miss that time. You know, I'm not the best at sitting in traffic all day. That sucks. But the new customs facility, at least on the US side, I can't see the Canadian side anywhere I go, but I drive past where they're building the US side, and it looks like it's gonna be massive. They should have a lot of officers there, so hopefully, I mean, this right now is the busiest crossing for commercial traffic between the United States and Canada, period, in Detroit and Windsor. So you're going to be getting a big facility over there. I mean, Detroit side's pretty big now, but it's bigger than that. It's massive. So if the part of the building that I think is going to be the dock section, they have many more docks. So I'm talking to people that I know in customs on the American side. They've hired a lot of people. So I'm hoping it's good. Hoping. Time will tell. They pushed the deadline back to 2025, I believe, for the Gordie Howe to be open. But honestly, it's construction. Like they're humming along on it pretty good. But I don't think they'll have it open before sometime in 2026. I don't even know if they put like a month target on 2025 or if it was just 2025 in general. But we'll see. We'll see. That's all we can do. I wish I could do these videos live. It'd be a lot more fun. But with changing countries, this is on my personal phone right now, and I don't have a Canadian plan because my company provides a company phone for over here. And you know, you're changing country. It doesn't seem like a big deal, but it's completely different networks, completely different carriers, and so the cell service isn't the best. And it's just, I've tried to go live before, and usually by the time I get down here to the bottom of this bridge is where the service cuts out. So pre-recorded videos it is. I'm gonna pause it here. This truck in front of me is probably not the most entertaining for you guys, so we'll resume the recording once we get up here to the booth. See if we can't ask this question from my sister-in-law. Learned something today about if you have to have a passport for longer stays in Canada. I'm 99% sure that she's fine, that she's not gonna need the passport. But she asked me to check it out. I need some content, so I'll see what I can do. Alright, I lied. I'm gonna show you why we stay in this left lane. Now, right lane, these are the first trucks that are gonna come by on the right, because there's so much less traffic in that lane. We got Sun Transportation Systems, and he's probably 3-4 trucks ahead right now. But that right lane is mostly for fast, and then the first lane that's open for regular trucks. And we're gonna be passing him. This guy's right service. I think that's what it was. Right service, right choice, yeah. And they're gonna be sitting in that lane for a little bit. When you're in that right lane, unless you try and kind of cut people off, the only choices you have are for the fast lane and that first regular truck lane. This left lane is open to everything else after that. So yeah, I mean, he's in a better spot than he was. He's probably 10-15 trucks behind me, but we're gonna be moving pretty quick now. Once you get down to the end of this bridge, that right lane moves so much slower, as you can see. That's all. I just wanted to show that. If you're crossing the border, usually they'll probably start doing it here pretty soon. The bridge controllers will start moving these cones over one lane so that cars can go to the left of me. But they haven't started that yet. Usually right around 8 o'clock is when they do that. Because more of the traffic's coming over here. And later in the afternoon, they'll switch it back to where there's more lanes going to the States. Until usually 5 o'clock, I think, is when everybody starts getting off work, heading back to the States. Yeah, so here we go. She's already out here. She just started moving these cones over. Not sure how much you can see of it, but I believe there's a car in front. Bunch of them. I was gonna say, normally they have one of their patrol units that you just saw sit out here and kind of protect the person that is moving the cones, but that's usually why they do that. You get a lot of cars stuck in because the trucks are using both lanes. They have a person, you won't be able to see it, but they have another person down there blocking the traffic heading towards Detroit to let all these cars through to kind of alleviate some traffic, and then that lady's still out there moving those cones over. So I imagine that patrol unit's going to swing around and go kind of protect her. She's just kind of out there with no protection, which isn't safe, but there's a lot of traffic they're dealing with right now. Now they just let the traffic go back towards Detroit. No sir. You can't probably see that guy, but that guy behind me is trying to cut up there. That's not allowed. I'm actually going to take this lane, which I didn't want to do, but that lane is going really slow. That's one of the unwritten rules of the bridge, is you don't go through the car lane. But that guy clearly didn't know. Or, my theory, didn't care. He's in a hurry. He's one of those type of drivers, so I'm gonna repause it here for sure this time so we can get to this booth. Morning. Coming over empty. No, sir. Indiana plate 276-9015. Thank you, sir.